Hey, what is up, fellow raiders? This is Vulcan Dan, and in today's Raid Shadow Legends video, we will be talking about the times 10 shard event this weekend. It will be a times 10 for a lot of great poisoners in the game, useful for a lot of areas such as the Clan Boss, Ice Golem, Dragon, Doom Tower, Arena. But that's not all. We also have a guaranteed champion event for a very, very good Void Epic. But before we get to that, I just want to share that we have something in the gift shop right here. We have a free gift for 6-star legendary chaos ore and 6-star epic chaos ore. So yeah, so in case you're still not familiar with this one, this item will allow you to reroll the main stat and the substat of any item, but of course it has to align with if it's a 6-star. But we also have 5-star legendary chaos ore. We also have a 5-star epic chaos ore. So here we're given the 6-star ones for free, so we get one of each. So that's a pretty good one, a pretty good gift to let us try out the chaos ore. You will also be able to keep the upgrades if you've already upgraded that item to level 12, level 16. That will not go away. So if you're planning to maybe sell one of your items, a 6-star legendary item that didn't turn out good in terms of its rolls, don't worry, you can use the 6-star legendary chaos ore to re-roll that, completely change all of the stats. But of course, you can also get another item with crappy stats, but of course, you know, that's why we can get multiple of these items at one time. All right, so you can claim that. I'll claim this a little later once I finish the video. So let's get to those times 10 champions. And well, first let's talk about the guaranteed champion event. It's for Godseeker Aniri. 25 Void Shards and you can get a guaranteed Godseeker. She is actually a very good Void Epic in this game. Very good support champion. She has this passive that will increase the amount of healing of allies that they receive by 10%. And whenever someone gets killed, she will place a revive on them. So that will immediately, of course, give them that automatic revive. And she does have an active skill on her A3, which revives an ally on a 4-turn cooldown. Also fills their turn meter by 50% and resets the cooldown on all of their skills. Very good single target revive here. She is great in a relentless set so that she can cycle through all of her cooldowns, because she does have a lot of skills that require cooldowns. She has an AoE on her A2, attacks all enemies, heals all allies by 15% of their max HP. That's pretty good, and decreases the duration of all buffs on all enemies by 1 turn, and then increases the duration of all buffs on all allies by 1 turn. Very good A2 here on a 3-turn cooldown, and then her A1 will heal the ally with the lowest HP by 5% of their max HP. She is defense based. She has pretty decent stats. So yeah, I would suggest you put her in Relentless gear. For general utility, she will keep your entire team alive. All right, so that's 25 Void Shards, but I don't really suggest you go for that event unless you have a lot of Void Shards to spare, because we do have a ×2 Void Shard next weekend. So as you can see here, I'm close to 40 Void Shards, and we're also expecting the new Fusion Champion to happen or to start on Monday, next Monday. So that's January 17. And then we will, of course, have this 2x Void Shard during that new fragment event. So unless you have a lot of Void Shards sitting around, I don't suggest you go for this guaranteed champion event. Yeah, but she is a very good Void Epic to have. So let's get to the times 10. We have a lot of poisoners. So the theme this weekend is poisons. First one, I don't have him, Urogrim. Yeah, Void Epic. When he was first introduced in the game, a lot of people said he was overpowered. He can solo the dragon. He's still a very good champion right now. Even after they nerfed him, they reduced this skill right here. His A3 places 2 poisons on all enemies for 2 turns and then places a continuous heal on all allies for 2 turns. I believe this used to be 3 poisons and then 2 heals, which admittingly, yes, it is quite powerful. So this became more reasonable. He is still a very good champion even after that nerf. He has an excellent aura as well. Increase ally speed in all battles by 20%, and he has this single target, remove all debuff from an ally, and then heals them by 40% of their max HP on a 3-turn cooldown. That is a really great single target heal, and poisons on the A1. So yeah, really good champion still even after the nerf, and I would really love to have him. But of course, not pulling shards again, because this weekend it's only a ×10. I want to save my shards for a ×2 weekend, but still, these are very good champions. So if you're really desperate for some of these poisoners, then yeah, if you have the shards to spare, then go ahead. All right, next one, we have a Lizardman, which I also don't have. which is also the last Lizardman that I'm last Lizardman Epic that I'm missing. Venomage, yeah. So this guy is great for the clan boss. Has an A1, decreases target's max HP by 75% of the damage inflicted. Can be buffed up to, this is a 90%. No, this one, each hit has a 35, can be buffed up to a 50% chance of activating up to 2 poison debuffs on the target. So this, of course, can be great for those boss fights. For the traditional clan boss, so that's the Demon Lord. Also has an A2 that places decreased defense and then places a decreased attack if the target's under poison. So this is a great skill on a 3-turn cooldown. Only single target, but it doesn't matter if you're against a boss like the clan boss. And A3, AoE hit, places a 100% heal reduction, 100% when booked for 3 turns on a 3-turn cooldown, and 100% chance of placing 2 poisons for 2 turns. So this is the one time wherein you would actually want to place a heal reduction on the clan boss because of his passive. Enemies under heal reduction debuffs inflict 15% less damage. This is a very good skill for the clan boss because, of course, you can last for a few more turns to get those extra damage in. So this is probably the one champion that you do want to place that heal reduction. It's on a 3-turn cooldown, heal reduction for 3 turns. This is an excellent skill if you simply make him as fast or faster than the clan boss. You will have this on 100% of the time. Also, his A1 and A2 are also perfect for the clan boss. Right, so that's epic number 2. Third one is an old champion. Oh yeah, Skinwalker. Steel Skull right here, one of the, or I think, original champion in this game. Also great for the clan boss in the beginning. Right now, not used as much, but still used in a lot of areas in the game. This is actually my Skinwalker Faction Warrior team right here. All epics. Ursine, Ironhide, Hoffery, Steel Skull, Fane, and Basher. These 5 epics here. Even though I do have 2 legendaries here, but I still think that these 5 do a pretty good job on their own. So yeah, so this guy has poisons on his A1, double hitter, removes all debuffs from an ally and heals them by 40%, very similar to Urogrim's skill. And this one, A3, places an increased defense for all allies and heals all allies by 20% of their max HP. Another great skill for the clan boss. So yeah, he might be one of the more outdated champions in this list, but still very good. And lastly, we have Annex. This guy, very squishy, but hits really hard. Great for boss fights because all of his skills are single target. He brings a lot of debuffs. Decreased defense on his A1, decreased accuracy and poison on his A2, hits twice, and you can place 2 poisons because it's on each hit, and then weaken on his A3 and will also heal him by 50% of the damage inflicted. And some cool passive effects here, places increased defense on himself when his HP drops below 75, so this will happen quite a lot. Increased attack on this champion when his HP drops below 50, and then grants an extra turn when this champion's HP drops below 10%. He is very squishy, very low defense, but he has very good attack. Single target on all skills, places a lot of debuffs, so he can be great for some boss fights in the dungeon and also in the Doom Tower. Right, so those are the 4 epics. We also have some great legendaries here. First, let's talk about Richthof the Bald. Now, he used to be a meme, one of the worst champions in the game, but he was buffed and he's actually very decent now. He has an AoE hit on his A1 that decreases each target's max HP by 30% of damage inflicted. Very solid A1 here. A2 is a triple hitter. Each hit places a 5% poison on all enemies for 2 turns. So even though this only hits one enemy, the poisons will be spread to everyone, and this is on a 3-turn cooldown. Very similar to Tomb Lord's A2. Tomb Lord's A2 places 4 poisons. This one places 3, so still a very good skill. And his A3 attacks one enemy. Critical damage increases by 20% for each poison on the target, goes up to 100%. So if there's 5 poisons, you can get that maximum reward here on a 4-turn cooldown. This one hits really hard. One of the highest critical damage skills in the whole game because of this one. I believe, if I remember correctly, this is on a 6.2 multiplier, so really hard hitting skill. He's no longer a trash legendary. He became one of the, I believe, if I could rank the legendaries, he's probably somewhere around the mid tier. So yeah, really useful champion after the buff. Next one is a very popular poison exploder from the Dark Elves. We have Zavia, triple hitter A1 with poisons on each hit. Really great for the Fire Knight. AoE double hitter on the A2 with a chance of placing poisons again on each hit. So she does place a lot of poisons because, of course, triple hitter on the A1, double hitter on the A2. Each of those hits can place a poison. And then the skill that she is most famous for is her A3, attacks all enemies and then will deal damage from all of the poisons instantly and can also block revive. So really hard hitting skill if you use a Richthof or anyone else that places a lot of poisons like a Tomb Lord. She will immediately activate all of those poisons. So yeah, really cool champion to have. I do have her and I use her in a lot of areas in the game, including a few teams in the tag team arena to, you know, placing all of those poisons and then using her to make the final blow and destroy the enemy team. So yeah, really cool champion. Next one we have, let's see, from the Knights Rev, one of the newer champions, Calvalx. Yeah, I don't have him. Really cool champion to have. He is famous for this passive, places 4 poisons on all enemies for 2 turns at the start of each round. So immediately, before anyone takes a single turn, he will already place 4 poisons on everyone. Also has a 50% chance of placing a 5% poison on all enemies for 1 turn at the start of each turn. And whenever an enemy places poison on this guy, he will replace it with a continuous heal instead. Now, this passive is the only way he can apply poisons because it's A1, A2, and A3. While they rely on poisons, they will not place poisons. So actually, when it's a longer fight, Calvalx will not be a consistent poisoner. At the beginning, he will apply a lot of poisons, but as the fight goes on, he will know, or you will need someone else to be your main poisoner in that fight. His A1 has a chance of increasing the duration of all poisons by 1 turn. So this is a very useful A1 here, but of course it's only 40%, can be booked up to a 55% chance. And then A2 is a single target, places an extra hit for each poison on the target up to 3 extra hits. So this can be a total of 4 hits. So very cool A2 single target. And his A3 is an AoE hit that increases its damage according to the number of poisons on each target. And also on this scales on enemy max HP. So this one can actually hit really hard if you have a lot of poisons in the target, which of course, if you're using this passive, you want to immediately go into his A3 for maximum damage, right? But yeah, if you're planning to use him in a much longer fight like the clan boss, make sure to bring another poisoners to take advantage of his skills right here. All right, and the last one we have, and I actually don't know how to pronounce this guy's name. Chagar. Yeah, I'm just going to go with that. Really cool looking champion. Looks like a dragon. Raid really does a really great job on their artwork. All right, so this guy, I think he's quite good in the arena, very annoying to face in the arena. He has this passive that instantly attacks enemies with the default skill, which is his A1, whenever they receive damage from poisons placed by this champion. This is very important here. I've seen some people try to place poisons from another champion, but this will not activate his passive. He has to be the one placing the poison on the enemy for this passive to proc. And when hitting enemies under poison debuffs, heals this champion by 10% of the damage inflicted. So, of course, this is related to his A1. His A1 is a single target, single hitter, places a sleep debuff for 1 turn, can be booked up to a 75%. So, very solid A1 right here. Very high chance to place a sleep. And his A2 is where his poison comes from. It's an AoE hit, double hitter. First hit will place poison, and then second hit will place decreased defense. This can be booked to a 3-turn cooldown. So a very decent A2 right here with decreased defense and poison. And then his A3 is a very cool skill, attacks one enemy and then attacks another 1 time at random. If the target is under poison, will ignore shield, block damage, and unkillable. So this one, very useful in the arena wherein you see these skills a lot. Also grants an extra turn if this kills an enemy, and will reset the A2 if this attack kills 2 enemies, of course, because that is possible because he does attack twice for 1 enemy and then another one at random. So yeah, a really cool champion to have. You can, in the arena, you can immediately go ahead and use his A2 to apply poisons and then decrease defense. And then if you get your next turn, you can try using his A3 to finish off someone that probably has unkillable or block damage or shields. And then if there's anyone still remaining, his A2 will be ready the next turn again. And then if someone gets poison damage from his A2, he will try to sleep them. So yeah, really cool kit. Very annoying to face in the arena. But other than the arena, I don't really know where he's useful. So he's a very niche champion, but really looks very cool. But I think for a Void champion, should be a lot better in more areas of the game, in my opinion. All right, so those are the 8 times 10 champion for this weekend. A lot of really cool ones, and I think I don't have most of them, but still I will not pull shards this weekend, but it might be good for you if you do have a lot of shards to spare. But yeah, don't forget we do have a ×2 void coming soon that will coincide with the new fragment event champion event that we will have very soon. All right, that is it for today's video. Hope you found this useful. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.